Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Heroes Connect Military to Manufacturing event, where we're continuing the conversation with several companies today. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Katie. I'm a senior manager with the Heroes Make America program, and I'll be moderating your event today. Today is special because we are highlighting several different companies for you in one event. We have the Aluminum Extruders Council, which is an association who is leading the way in promoting aluminum extrusion as the material of choice for innovation and effective manufacturing. And they brought four of their member companies to talk about their roles within the aluminum industry sector. So we have Praise Enterprises, Custom Aluminum Products, Alexandria Industries, and Metalco. So today is special because we really have five different folks here talking to you all in 1 hour. We do these events to not only introduce you to potential employers, post-military as you're looking for your next career, but we want to make sure to connect you as a job seeker who are a job seeker with employers, sorry, tongue-tied today, who are actively looking to hire military talent. Most importantly, though, we aimed to help our broader military community better understand manufacturing and as a whole, really the industry as a whole, because frankly, if you don't know someone who's worked in manufacturing personally, it can be very unknown as to how your skills really apply into the industry. So events like this do help that as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we jump into today's event, I do want to review some quick housekeeping items. First off, the event is being recorded because it's going to be sent out as part of an event recap email. Please be sure you do stay muted throughout the presentation, just to make sure we minimize any background noise. Although our mics are muted, though, I still encourage you to be an active participant. Utilize the chat feature. So we live in the chat box here on these events during the presentation. Drop in any questions that you have throughout the presentation, just so you don't forget them at the end. And then we'll answer those questions during Q&A once everyone has presented. But really, this is your opportunity to join the discussion and ask questions of these industry leaders who you may not normally have access to. So to get us started on the chat box today, I do want you to open it up. So on your control panel, open it up. I want you to drop in the city and state where you're going to be job searching in. Whether you know that city or state, city and state, or just the state, drop it in so our employers can see where you all are looking. While you're doing that, if you're not familiar with Heroes Make America, we are a DoD-approved SkillBridge program and Army CSP. We're open to transitioning service members, veterans, reservists, guardsmen. Really, if you're military affiliated, you can come through our program. We do a variety of certification trainings, equipping our students for rewarding careers in the manufacturing and supply chain industry. You can see here our program managers and the 4 current training pathways that we offer, which include manufacturing operations and production. We have a logistics class. We have an industrial systems class as well. And then we also have a new pathway, which is airframe and power plant for our aircraft mechanics. So these are our 4 pathways. We'll drop in our contact information. If you're interested, connect with any one of us. The last thing I want to be sure to mention that in addition to our SkillBridge training offerings, we host a variety of other events to include in-person and virtual career fairs to directly connect you with these employers. So we'll drop in our upcoming events and registration links. You can see here we have 2 job fairs for our summer series slotted out at Fort Stewart in Georgia, as well as Fort Cavazos in Texas. You can see here the employers who are currently listed for the Fort Stewart one, which is in just 1 month on June 5th. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to our first speaker to kick it off and talk about the industry itself. I'm going to bring in Tom from the AEC. So Tom, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Good to be with you today. I am with Alexandria Industries, but here today representing the Aluminum Extruders Council for our industry. And on behalf of myself and our industry, I would just like to thank all of the men and women that are serving our country. Without you guys, we would not be a country that we want to be. So thank you to you and your sacrifice and your family's sacrifice to allow you to serve this country. So thank you so very much. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about our industry today, and hopefully we can connect throughout our industry and get you on your next journey from leaving the military. So with that, what do? We take raw aluminum and we transform it into a lineal cross section, which is done by pushing a heated billet, as we call it, aluminum through a die. So it's pressure and heat. The great thing about our product is that it is entirely recyclable over and over and over again. So very green for the environment, but has a lot of other great values also. Many of our members also take their scrap aluminum and produce it back into a usable form for the extrusion process. Beyond extrusion, our industry does a lot of things. It takes that extrusion profile and paints it, it anodizes, it cuts, machines, punch, bend, and many other fabrication operations. Our final output is a finished or semi-finished extrusion for consumer products that I'm sure you guys see every day or use every day. And our industry is growing beyond just the extrusion process to many downstream operations, which really then increases our need for a talent pool with higher skill level throughout our industry. I'm going to show you a video here. If you could run that, please.
You may not know anything about aluminum extrusions, but they play an important role in and out of our world. Strong, lightweight aluminum extrusions are important elements of the International Space Station, helping to provide a new vista of our world. And they help us get around here as well, providing frames for bicycles, trucks, and trailers, and various components of cars, pickups, and SUVs. Lightweight extrusion-based battery boxes help electric vehicles go farther, and extrusion structural components reduce weight in cars and trucks, improving fuel economy and reducing their environmental impact. Extrusion-based window framing and other building components help reduce energy consumption in buildings as well, while emitting more natural light, further reducing energy demand. Extrusions just don't help with energy savings. They help in energy generation as well, providing lightweight mounting systems for solar power installations. You'll find extrusions in a multitude of other products that you use every day, in furniture, in bridges, in lighting and industrial equipment, in sporty goods, and bleacher seating. Extrusions are the basis for your cell phone's case. They form heat sinks that keep your laptop components cool, and they're amplifiers that keep our concerts loud. Extrusions make so many products lighter, more efficient, or more attractive, all while being kind to our planet. Aluminum is the third most common element in our Earth's crust, but most extrusions start here, from aluminum building scrap, old wheels, wire, and industrial scrap. This year, North American extruders will recycle nearly 4 billion pounds of aluminum scrap into new products. That scrap gets melted and cast into logs that look like aluminum telephone poles. Those logs go to over 200 aluminum extrusion manufacturing plants in North America, where they are heated and pressed through a die, creating a shape that can be engineered for specific application, kind of like a Play-Doh press, but with 4,000 tons of pressure. Those shapes are cooled, straightened, and aged to give them the necessary strength and hardness. Then they are cut, machined, bent, welded, painted, or anodized to produce the parts that will go to the company that will build the window or vehicle or treadmill or amplifier. Making that all happen precisely on time takes people like you to engineer the parts, verify quality, program the robots, drive the press. There are a host of good-paying jobs that require some mechanical aptitude and high school or community college training, and can lead to a rewarding career. Aluminum extrusions make our world better and shape meaningful and rewarding careers. To learn more about careers in our industry, go to aec.org/careers.
Thank you. You can see that we participate in lots of different products and markets. As an industry, the Aluminum Extruders Council, we have 70 companies that have over 200 plant locations. So wherever you're looking for a job or a place to land, we probably have a member that has a facility near where you want to be. Our industry employs over 60,000 employees, our extruder companies. And when we pull in our supplier base into that, well over 200,000 employees across the US and outside. Our annual growth rate as an industry is 4% annually and growing. Certainly, automotive market is a significant growing market for us, as well as solar and a number of others. So if you look at our map coming up, you'll see that our extruder members are located in 30+ states. Next slide. And then in addition to those locations, we also have supplier members that support our industry that would broaden that map significantly. So we're here really to tell a story about our industry. We love the vets. We appreciate the service and the training and the discipline and the leadership that is developed in each and every one of you going through the military. And we would love to be a place within our industry that we could offer opportunities for you as you exit the military. Thank you. Markets we serve. These are just a few of the markets we serve. The great thing about aluminum extrusion is that it is so versatile. It can be used anywhere. But typical markets would be in building construction. So if you look at commercial buildings, high-rise curtain walls and windows, storefronts, skylights, you go into a mall and you're gonna probably walk through an extruded door that is there. Residential windows, doors, skylights, pergolas, certainly institutional hospitals, schools, government. If you happen to be in a hospital going through some tests or a procedure, if you look up, you're going to see an extrusion somewhere on your CAT scan machine or MRI or table that you're laying on. So very versatile. Again, infrastructure, bridges, highways, lighting, and signage on the highways. You look at the major signs at an exit, you look behind it, it's typically going to be an aluminum extrusion that makes up that sign. Other markets, automotive, again, a thriving, growing market for us. We're in automotive, truck and trailer, mass transit, aerospace, energy, solar and wind, electrical, electronics, heat sinks, laptops, cell phones, bus bars, consumer products, the boats, the docks, the ladders, sporting equipment, office furniture, machinery and equipment, robotics, mechanical construction, and in the military, we make parts for firearms, aircraft, combat vessels, and tent structures that you guys have, I'm sure, have had experience to see throughout your years in the military. Probably didn't recognize the structure that was in there was aluminum, but it was. So what do we need? We need people of high integrity, disciplined, and focused. But beyond that, PLC programmers and maintenance people, absolutely. Every plant that's represented today, I'm sure, is looking for some. CNC programmers for machining and other downstream operations, maintenance technicians, quality managers, production workers, technicians, welders, forklift, logistics, leaders, purchasing, sales. we are manufacturers, but we have to support what we manufacture to the customers we serve. So we would love, and our members would love to talk to you about what would you like to do? What would you like to become after your years in the military? And we'd love to be a part of trying to help you develop that. Next. So here's some information about the council. You can see that we are military friendly. We have been part of this organization for a number of years. We get resumes every month for those that are exiting, and we pass them on to our members. We go to your shows. I was at one not too long ago where I got to meet a lot of great people that are exiting. So we'd love to have you and explore what the aluminum industry has to offer. With that, I'd say thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We're now going to pass it on over to Angie from Prees Enterprises. Angie, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time and being here today. My name is Angie Helmricks, and I'm the HR manager for Prees Enterprises. And I'm also here with Reese. Reese can introduce himself.
I'm Reese Buck. I'm the second shift supervisor here at Prees. I've been here roughly 7 years, and 7 years with them. I've done 15 years in the National Guard here in Iowa. Just kind of worked with Prees the whole time, and they're kind of a great corporation to actually be around. And they work well with any sort of traditional guardsmen or any reservists as well.
Awesome. So we'll go into a little bit about Prees Enterprises. If you want to go to the next slide. So basically who we are, we're, as Tom had said, we're an aluminum extrusion manufacturer. Our owner, we're a single owner corporation, and we're located in Independence, Iowa. We work in a variety of different industries, but we've got a lot of growth. Being a family-owned company, we've had several additions onto our current existing building. We're a 310,000 square foot manufacturing facility with extrusion, fabrication, and anodizing all under one roof. Currently, we run 4 different size extrusion presses, a 7, 8, 9, and 12 inch. And then we currently have a state-of-the-art fully automated anodized line as well that was put in 2019. So where are we located? So like I said, we're located in Independence, Iowa, not to be confused with Ohio or Idaho. We are in a small town, Iowa here, and we like our living that way. However, we're strategically placed about 25 minutes from Waterloo, Iowa, which is a little bit larger city, 45 minutes from Cedar Rapids, and about an hour from Dubuque. So we're kind of nicely situated in between some larger city locations. If you like the larger city living and with not too far of a commute. We are also located right next to 2 major highways, the intersection of Highway 20 and Highway 150, which really makes commuting to and from work really nice, but you still have the close locations to larger city areas. So as Tom had kind of talked about, the markets that we really deal with the most is we deal with about transportation, the good majority, and then we have 20% distribution, and then we do a lot in windows and door frames. We also do construction industry, marine, and then about 10% in kind of a variety of them. Some of the larger cities you may be located or you may be familiar with also is obviously in the Midwest. We're strategically located close to Minneapolis, Chicago, Kansas City, and St. Louis, kind of is smack dab in between all of them. So like I said, travel and transportation also is strategically located close to us also. So this is the current video of one of our 8-inch lines. As I stated, we currently have a 7, 8, 9, and 12 inch. Our 8-inch did just go through a large upgrade. We do a lot of massive upgrades on all of our presses to improve ergonomics for our employees, increase productivity, and obviously make our employees' jobs a lot more enjoyable and easier. This here is our anodized line that was brand new in 2019. As I had stated, that's a state-of-the-art line. It was the first fully automated line in the country for anodizing. And we are pretty happy to add that to our capacity here at Prees. Since then, we've also added a 12-inch building in 2022 that doubled the capacity of our facility. So we've seen a lot of growth with those two additions over the last 5 to 10 years. It's really been able to expand the market for Prees and our availability to bring jobs to the local community here as well. As Reese had stated, he's been with the company about 7-ish years, and so have I. And since we have grown, we've added over 100 employees since I've started. So we've really done a lot of advancement here at Prees.
So we do have a lot of opportunities. I know from my standpoint, not just Angie's as the HR, we do a quarterly profit sharing for all the employees. A quarterly bonus that comes with any sort of metrics that are met. It's an extra chunk of change in our pockets that we see each quarter. It is nice that we take the day, we kind of sit down. We do have food that's usually in place for us. We go through how our last quarter went with all of our numbers. It's nice to actually sit down, take a break for the day, see how everybody's doing in the different departments and kind of get where we're at with that quarter moving into the next quarter. We do have bi-weekly pay periods with a $2 attendance bonus, shift differential for second and third shift. There's 401k matching. We have health, dental, and vision insurance, long-term, short-term disability, an FSA for health and dependent care. We do a PPE reimbursement for like steel toes or anything of that. We do have a kids back to school program that Angie runs, usually at the end of every semester, for sure at the beginning of each year. Just some random things at the top of the quarterly bonus that we have. We do have employee appreciation. Sometimes it does get hot in Iowa in the summertime, and Angie will end up ordering like a food truck or like a snow cone truck that'll stop out and give everybody kind of a nice little break to stop out and get some kind of treat that we'd like. This is our general manager, Jason. He likes to smoke a lot of meat, and he's the one that actually ends up feeding us most of the time for our quarterly profit sharing. I think it's a way for him just to get out of the office for a day, but we still get food out of it, so I'm not too upset about that. So this is kind of the culture thing that we have. I was surprised one day with a lot of the leads and some of the production workers. They planned and matched a shirt with me on a day that I was not expecting it. Obviously in the picture, I looked thrilled. So that was a good treat for me that one day. So leadership and advancement training opportunities. I know I started off over in the quality department. I was there for about 2 years, moved over to a team lead position for about 2-ish years. And then since then, I've been working with quality again and a supervisor on second shift. During that time, I was also gone for mobilization for a year. Prees worked well with my family, sent a lot of care packages. Angie was in talks with my parents while I was gone. My wife at the time was working well with her, seeing if they needed anything. A lot of different things, especially when I have drill weekends for guard. On a moment's notice, if I need to go, there's no questions asked. Angie's great to work with. The whole company here is great to work with. They're very easy to get along. If there's anything that I ever need on the side for anything military wise, they work with me great.
So currently we do have 275 employees on staff. And I know Tom had kind of touched on the variety of different things that the extrusion industry is looking for. And he hit on a lot of those, but really the big hitters for us is we're always looking for maintenance technician, truck drivers with a Class A CDL, a variety of machine operation. It's hard to hit on all of them in the small time frame. CNC machinists and obviously leadership. One of the biggest things I've seen out of our veterans and active military employees, they just have a high drive for leadership. And that's really something that unfortunately we lack in a lot of our communities. So it's really a highly sought after characteristic for employees I'm looking to hire. Our sense of community, obviously this is a big thing for me. I was born and raised here in Independence, and I really only want to bring good people into the company that are going to benefit not only our company, but the community as well. But you can see we do a lot of different things to make it not just a job. You're still friends and family when you come here. We talked about the back to school program, and that's really because we understand going back to school is not only hard on parents financially, but emotionally, mentally as well. So that's how we can support that. The dunk tank is our owner. Matt's usually a pretty good sport when I wrangle him into different things. But we do a lot of work with the community. And like I said, just not only work itself, but kind of building our culture together as well. And then last but not least, this is our community as a whole, but we do have a great school district. We do have a lot of growing businesses, community events. We're, like I said, a small town located in larger cities. We have a relatively low cost of living here, as well as a low crime rate. So if you're ever looking, I'm sure a lot of you haven't thought of moving to Iowa, but it is really a great place to live, very community atmosphere here. And we'd really love to come bring you out and you can see the facility and see what we're talking about. But we'd really love for you to join the team or even consider looking into the extrusion industry and any of our partners here as well. We're really a growing industry, and all of us are in it together to make sure that the aluminum industry continues to climb. So thank you all so much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie. I'm going to pass it on over to Reed from Custom Aluminum Products. Reed, floor is yours.
Awesome. Thanks. Well, again, as already said, we thank you for your service. We're excited to potentially be part of your next journey, next chapter in your life. I'm the VP of Operations. Again, my name is Reed Bloomfield. And then we have Jason that'll be joining us in a second as well for a couple of slides. But just tell you about Custom Aluminum. We've been in business since 1960. We've so about 65 years total. We have 550 employees. We're non-union. We do have 3 locations, which are strategically placed in Illinois. So the next slide, you can see the state of Illinois. If unaware, that's where we are. And then the next one after that. So this breaks down into where we're located. We're in Elgin and Genoa, and we're about 30 miles from Rockford to the west, and then 40 miles from Chicago to the east. So whether it's city life you're looking for or more country, we've got both. In our Elgin plant, it's a little bit more I guess urban, you could say, but Genoa is definitely, we're in the middle of farm country. We're the biggest employer in both of our locations. The next slide, just to break down the different plants. South Elgin, we've got 480,000 square feet there. We've got 12 buildings in a city block. In Genoa, we have 400,000 square feet. That's our main facility. And then Genoa 702 is about 70,000 square feet. That's where we do a lot of our warehousing out of that location. And then next, just a video here to show you some of our processes, very similar to Pre's and others. We do aluminum extrusion. That's where everything starts. We have 6 different presses. You'll hear the press size, whether it's 7-inch or 8-inch. That's the diameter or the size of the billet that goes into the press. So we do 7, 8, and 10-inch billets. We do fabricating as well. So we have stamping machines. We have a lot of finishing as well. We just bought a weld robot last year, so we have a weld center. We have quality personnel that do a lot of the quality checks for us. So lots of different areas. The next slide. When we look at our strategic, growth and what our values are, education comes a lot into that. We want to give back to our employees and make sure that we're growing our employees while doing that with equity and sustainability. We look for that synergy to help each other grow, and then look for opportunities for future growth as well in our employees. The next slide. Giving back to our Our community, we have an inventors lab. This is in Genoa. So the new facility that we purchased, the 70,000 square foot building, it had some office space in the front. We went to the local library to start this STEM club, and the turnout was so massive during the first showing that it was packed. So we offered to have our office space remodeled in that building, and now every month we have our inventors lab together partnering with the library. We use that space. We have kids come in and they have a great time. We have a different topic every month, but it's very hands-on, just to show the kids what manufacturing is about and try to get them into that manufacturing mindset. Some of the opportunities that we have, again, we do extrusion, and then when we talk about downstream, so extrusion for us, that's the first process. So everything after that is downstream. So we like to extrude, and then a lot of the stuff that we do is custom made. So we have CNC operators. We have probably 50 CNC machines. We do packing and assembly. We have quality as well. And then from a finishing standpoint, we have 3 paint lines and we have 2 anodized lines as well. And from an operations standpoint, we need the support from, whether it be safety coordinators or program managers, quality engineers, the sales side as well, the whole business development side, the quoting, we do everything internally. So the more support we can have for all these different areas makes a big difference to be able to support our customers. And then Jason, if you want to take over a couple of the transferring your skills and maybe talk about your military service as well.
All right, my name is Jason. I've been with Custom Aluminum for 12 years now. I've been in 3 different roles. I started in quality, then I moved to production control, and now I am the finishing manager. So I'm in charge of a paint line and our anodized line out here in Genoa. So that being said, going for some of our extrusion transfer skills, having a mechanical aptitude skills are always good. I'm not going to go through every one of these guys. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You can read. So, but some of that working in extrusion, it's pretty physically demanding job. Those buildings get pretty hot in the summertime, especially. So keeping that in mind, going to fabrication, problem solving under pressure, mission focus. Those are 2 skills that everyone in the military has. Finishing, environmental awareness. That's a huge thing nowadays with EPA, quality inspection routines, attention to detail. For operations, just logistics and supply command. I know that's a huge MOS in the military. Crisis and contingency plan, also a big one. Sales, persuasive communication, goal-oriented tenant mindset, all that kind of good stuff. But being a veteran that has worked here, we have had quite a few veterans that have come through, like the gentleman from Preset, the Reserve and National Guard members that we have here. We're always very accommodating, let them get out and take care of their service. We've also had a lot of veterans and ranging in age from Iraqi freedom guys to Cold War era guys working here. We also this year are going to be working very closely with the Toys for Tots program. So yeah, it's another thing. We're going to be sorting toys as a company and just trying to help out the community. One thing I will say about thinking about your skill transfer from active duty, or if you've been out, there are websites out there that will tell you the skills that you had or how to transfer those skills from the military lingo to the civilian lingo. Sometimes that gets a little challenging, but I will say to everybody out there, don't be afraid to try something different. I was a rifleman in the Marines, and that obviously has nothing to do with aluminum extrusion, but I've had the opportunity here at Custom to try multiple different things. And there have been a lot of other people, including veterans, that have the opportunity to try on different roles and work in something until you find something you like, something you're good at. And then we will usually let you hit the ground running with it. So Reed, I'll hand that back over to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. So yeah, we as Jason said, we want you to, start here and then grow here. And we have a lot of different range of possibilities. So whether it's, again, maybe on the quality side, or maybe it's CNC programming, or whatever that gamut may be, we want to find what you're good at, and then get you in that spot. And then lastly, our CEO, Steve Dillette, he was aware that we were going to have this. So on the next slide, just a quote from him. He recognizes your your service and wants to bring that discipline, that leadership, and that resilience, to custom aluminum. Your skills, as he says here, they're not just transferable. They're invaluable, and they will make us a better company. The very last slide just has a QR code that has our website and LinkedIn, if you want to take a screenshot of that. But then I'll hand it back over. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Reed. Thank you, Jason. I'm going to pass it on over to Janelle and Randy from Alexandria Industries.
Thank you for letting us tell you a little about Alexandria Industries, as we believe you have a new mission that awaits you here at Alexandria Industries. I'm Janelle Wunderlich, the Director of HR.
Got to hit that magic unmute button. I am Randy Hansen, and I get to serve as the corporate chaplain here at Alexandria Industries. I'm also a military veteran. I served 23 years between active Navy and Army National Guard. And it's a privilege to serve as a chaplain and to walk alongside others in those meaningful life moments. Being a part of this dedicated and compassionate team makes that service even more fulfilling.
Next slide.
We extend our deepest gratitude and sincere appreciation to every brave man and woman that has served in the military. And we've heard this from everyone. It really is a privilege to ask you to come and be a part of our team here. And that's what we're all here about today. So we want to thank you for that commitment of courage and selflessness that you've had over these years. Next slide.
Hello, and welcome to Alexandria Industries. I'm Steve Schabel, President of Commercial and Centralized Services.
And I'm Joe Schabel, President of Operations and Engineering for Alexandria Industries. Thanks for coming to visit us.
Today we'll be touring one of our facilities located in Alexandria, Minnesota. We have 2 other facilities located in Minnesota and 1 facility in Indiana.
We're excited to show you what Alexandria Industries is all about.
You'll meet our great people that are making a difference by providing innovative manufacturing solutions to create a safer, healthier, happier, and more productive world for our families, customers, and communities.
Alexandria Industries creates custom manufacturing solutions to make the components that go into products people see and use every day. This includes everything from recreation vehicles, watercraft, military equipment, medical products, and renewable energy systems, among countless others. With the right combination of advanced manufacturing technology, engineering services, market expertise, industry certification, and a skilled workforce, we help our customers create product development solutions that are second to none. Alexandria Industries has 4 locations, 2 in Alexandria, Minnesota, 1 in Wheaton, Minnesota, and 1 in Indianapolis, Indiana. We proudly employ 400 employees, with about 10% having a military background. We're looking for employees that like to work hard and have fun doing it. We have highly competitive pay and benefits. With running our business 24/7, we have a variety of shifts available: days, afternoons, nights, weekdays, weekends. 8-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, and 12-hour shifts are all available. Our applicants can be highly skilled or even no manufacturing experience. We have a highly detailed training process for our new team members to make them successful here at Alexandria Industries. We have openings in several departments, including fabrication, extrusion, maintenance, and machine shop. We also have openings in leadership positions across multiple shifts. Please check out our website to see what positions are available across our Minnesota locations and in the Indianapolis location.
We are people making a difference. This is not just a part of our purpose statement, it's who we are. But what exactly does that mean? It means our employees live with a passion, the passion for others. That includes our coworkers, customers, suppliers, and communities. They are driven to do things for others. If there's a need, we're on it. It makes us an employer of choice, a unique supplier, and a competitor that our competition keeps a close eye on. We look for ways to do life together. At Alexandria Industries, we celebrate time together that fosters camaraderie and unity. From shared meals that bring everyone together to engaging games that spark friendly competition, we create memorable experiences. We also have fishing leagues that we get together in the summer on. We'll go tubing in the winter, or maybe some go-kart racing. We have team sporting events, and last but not least, some of us will get together and go for an evening motorcycle ride to grab a burger together. We see your strengths in leadership, guiding teams with vision and integrity, teamwork, collaborating effectively to achieve common goals, in problem solving, tackling challenges with innovative solutions, discipline, maintaining focus and order in all tasks, and last but not least, attention to detail, ensuring precision in every action. All of these are key skills for success at Alexandria Industries.
Alexandria is located in the heart of Lake Country in west central Minnesota. It's a perfect balance of size, which offers quiet and quaint relaxation, while possessing some of the best shopping, dining, and overnight accommodations that you can imagine. While all the lakes and woods provide great outdoor opportunities, you can also find plenty of fun around many of our attractions. Alexandria has a thriving downtown district, excellent trails, plenty of arts, museums, parks, wineries, and breweries. You'll find endless outdoor opportunities for biking, hiking, fishing, snowmobiling, skiing, boating, and much more. But Alexandria is more than just pretty scenery. We have a strong sense of community here. You'll find friendly faces at our local shops and restaurants, and there are always community events that bring people together. Our downtown area is thriving with unique boutiques, cozy coffee shops, and delicious eateries, the kind of place where you can become a regular and feel truly connected.
Here in Alexandria, our support for all service members and veterans isn't just a statement. It's a commitment we live by. As a community, could you start that, please? Thank you. As a community, we proudly stand behind those who have served and continue to serve. Our Veterans Memorial Park features a beautifully designed public memorial honoring veterans of all branches of the military, from all going back as far as pre-Civil War. As an organization, Alexandria Industries is a dedicated contributor to the Veterans Memorial, ensuring that the sacrifices and service of our active and veteran employees are permanently honored and remembered. Within Alexandria Industries, you will find an impressive amount of support for our military, including a military care team, making sure our support efforts go beyond simply acknowledging their military status. They coordinate additional support tailored to the unique needs of our active military personnel, veterans, and our Blue Star families.
Next slide. The skills and dedication you've honed in the military are highly sought after, and we at Alexandria Industries are ready to welcome you. We offer a supportive workplace and a thriving community where you can build a successful civilian career. Take that first step with us. Visit our career page to see how your experience fits within our team. We look forward to connecting with you. Thank you for your time today.
Awesome. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you, Randy. We're going to pass it on over to Mark with Metalco. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Mark, off to you.
Very good. Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be with everybody today. Thanks for the time. My name is Mark Zach. I'm the VP of HR for Metalco. Next slide. Metalco is the largest secondary aluminum producer in North America. We started in 2005, and what we do is we supply the billets and the slab products that many of the companies that have already gone in this presentation use to make the products that they do through their extrusion process. Next slide. So being the largest secondary scrap producer or aluminum producer, what does that mean? That means we take, as a secondary, we take scrap aluminum from building, construction, auto rims. We take all that scrap and we utilize that, melt it down, and turn it into either a billet, round billet, looks like a telephone pole, or a slab, giant slab product of solid aluminum. So that's what it means from a secondary standpoint. Primary, a little further upstream in aluminum, that's where they take and actually mine the aluminum out of the ground. They mine bauxite and then refine it and turn it into aluminum. That would be considered primary. Next slide. So where we start? In each one of our plants, first step in the process is we have scrap brought in. And as you can see there, it is brought in and separated based on the type of scrap that it is. So it's segregated. Slide. It's put into a furnace or a melter that melts that scrap down into a liquid. Then we add alloys to what we call sweeteners to get the chemistry to the exact place that it needs to be. Next slide. And then we cast it. We cast it into either a slab product, which is that middle picture there, which is a solid rectangle shape of aluminum. Or to the far right, that's an actual, those are actually billets that are hanging there. It looks like giant telephone poles. Those are solid aluminum. Next slide. Market-wise, about 75, almost 75% of our market that we serve is building and construction, the light vehicle market, and the truck trailer market. And then we also have those few other areas in which we supply to as well, but a bulk of it is in those areas. Next slide. We have 6 locations and we produce 1.9 billion pounds of aluminum each year. We've got a location in Ontario, Canada. We've got one in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. We've got one in Fort Wayne, Indiana area. One in the Cleveland, Ohio area called Lordstown. And we've got 2 in Kentucky. One in Shelbyville, Kentucky, and one in Franklin, Kentucky. Had a massive growth over the past 15 years, which we'll see here in a second. Next slide. Our first facility started in Brampton. We celebrate 20 years this year. Up in Ontario in 2005, we built that facility. In 2016, we built a facility in Lordstown, Ohio, near Cleveland. And then in 2018, we acquired an existing business in Bluffton, Indiana, near Fort Wayne. Next slide. In 2020, we constructed a facility in Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. In 21, we acquired a facility in an existing business in Shelbyville, Kentucky. And then we revamped an existing paper mill in Franklin, Kentucky, and turned it into a slab producing facility for Metalco. Next slide. In 2023, we formed a joint venture with Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto is the second largest metal and mining company in the world. Their focus is on primary aluminum, in that, as I mentioned earlier, they are the ones that actually do the mining of bauxite to actually make aluminum. So they partnered now with us as the largest secondary aluminum producer to make it a pretty good tag team there for aluminum supply in North America. Next slide. Type of roles. We're all over the board, similar to the past speakers that talked. We've got roles in management, ranging from all different types of roles, whether it's quality, logistics, HR. We have needs in IT, customer service, controls engineers, controls techs, supervisors, lots of different roles in hourly production, as well as logistics. Our website at metauco.com has a lot of information about us as a company, and it also has all the different roles we have by the different plant locations. Next, I got a short 1-minute video or so that just shows you a little bit about our process that's in our Brampton, Ontario facility. With scraps coming into the facility, get loaded into the furnace, operating furnace. Roll it down. This is a casting table. Billets being pulled out after they finish. Take down on the racks. A lot of automation involved in our process. And that's my contact information, with my phone or my email, and be glad to hear from anybody who's got an interest in any of our locations based on type of roles that they may be looking for. But appreciate everyone's time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark, for all of that. And thank you to all of our presenters who presented today. We are now to the Q&A portion. So what I'm going to do is let me take down the slideshow and I'm going to bring all our presenters up. But for my presenters, I have an open-ended question for anyone who wants to start while I fix everyone's slide or your videos. But this is a wonderful industry that you guys have talked about. What specifically has kept you working in the aluminum extrusion industry? So I'm going to open that up. Mark, you're with me right now. Do you want to start it off and then we can kick it off to some of your co-presenters?
Sure. Yeah, so what's kept me in the aluminum? I've been a manufacturer my whole career from an HR standpoint, but I've been in aluminum with Metauco for almost 7 years now. I would say, what's neat about the aluminum industry is from a sustainability and recyclability, the story that's there in regards to the fact that you can take aluminum and continue to take it in, remelt it down and turn it into a whole nother product. To me, that's pretty neat from a sustainability story standpoint, where you're able to continue to do that over and over again. And also the ability to use that aluminum in so many different ways that are continuing to grow in the US.
Thanks, Mark. Anyone else want to join in on what has kept you in this sector of the industry? Janelle, I saw you on mute. Did you have something?
Yeah, I saw Tom on mute, so I was going to let Tom go, but I can jump in. I just love that there's so many different markets that we're in. No matter where you go, you're going to see something that is produced by an aluminum extruder. So it's just a really cool environment where you can see the work that's being done out in the community. So wherever you're at, whether it's a hospital or in your house, there's so many different opportunities to be able to see our products. So
definitely everywhere. It's everywhere. It's around you at all times. Tom.
So
Maybe.
I've been in the industry for 40 plus years, and I can honestly say because of the Aluminum Extruders Council, some of my best friends are some of my best competitors that I've ever worked against. You know, it's a bit like fraternity where we get to know each other, we get to appreciate each other, and then we get to go back to work the next Monday and go fight against each other and then come back and meet again. So, you know, it is it's an industry that has a heart to it and a connection within our
You cut out a bit at the end, but what I'm gathering, and I saw some head nods, is there's a lot of camaraderie in this industry and within your companies. And I think that resonates with our military members, right? Because coming from a highly community focused organization like the military and trying to find that in their next chapter as well, I think speaks to them definitely. I do have another question because we just have a few more minutes, and I know some folks probably have this concern of, I've never worked with aluminum in my life. You know, Janelle and Jason both talked about, you know, taking your transferable skills and we'll train you. Does anyone want to kind of expand on, you know, I'll teach you aluminum. What kind of training programs do you have to teach them how to do the job themselves, building on their prior transferable skills? See, Randy, I saw you unmute. Did you want to add on, or Angie or Reed?
I'd like to jump in on that. And so I get to serve as a chaplain here at Alexandria Industries. But one of the things that we touched on was like our training program. And being the chaplain, I get to cover all parts of our building and interact with the folks. Our training is there to help make sure that each person that comes on board is equipped to do the job they want to do. Yeah, it becomes that family environment of helping each other along and equipping each other. It's part of the reason why I'm here. And but yeah, if you have no experience in manufacturing, we're there to help you along the way.
Thanks, Randy. Reed, I saw you unmute as well. Did you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. Just, you know, from a training standpoint, if you're not familiar with aluminum, I wasn't either. I've been with the company almost 5 years, and this is the first extruder that I worked for. But the amount of training that's available, and thanks to the AEC, I mean, Tom, as a kind of echoing what you were saying or saying earlier, it is a very kind of, you know, tight-knit fraternity-like community where there's a lot of resources available. A lot of the extruders know each other. It's not it's unique. We're competitors, yet we're friends as well. There's a lot of training that the AEC has from a safety standpoint, or whether it's, you know, die maintenance or die design. There's a lot of resources available through the AEC that I think a lot of us take advantage of. And again, whatever us at Custom Aluminum, if there's a specific skill set that's needed, then we'll either, you know, go to the AEC for that if it's available, and if not, bring in experts to our facility. We have an auditorium in our Genoa facility, and we'll do the training on site right there.
You know, one more comment I'd make about training is our industry in the last 5 to 10 years has really focused on safety within our industry. We all value and care about the people we get to work with every day, and we want to see them go home in the same condition they were when they showed up, and hopefully better on most days. You know, so you know, the equipment we have, the material we have, the temperatures we work around, you know, can be scary to people. But I just want to tell you that the good companies within our industry are paying extraordinary attention to safety. So you do not have to be worried about walking into an environment where you're putting yourself at risk. And to me, that's a new adventure is always something that has some potential risk to it. And we're, as an industry, trying to mitigate that as much as we can.
Thank you, Tom. And safety, something military knows. Angie, I saw you unmute, so I want to bring it to you last, and then we'll wrap up the show.
Yeah, the last thing I just had to say is pretty much everybody at our organization and pretty much probably across the extruders is we all learned it here, and everybody who is even in upper management probably worked their way up and knows the industry from getting into an extruder. So training and obviously learning from one another has kind of created the community that they've all talked about today. So it's definitely not a scary environment. You're kind of all in the same shoes together.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for all of your time today. So to my presenters, thank you for being here today. Participants, thank you for being here as well. This is an industry who clearly values your military talent and wants you. So I know that these folks, we dropped in their contact information to the chat. Reach out to them, before you apply, talk to them about positions, talk to them about your skill sets, and see where you fit within the companies. But I know we're already out of time already, but it was great having everyone today, learning more about this sector of the industry. Continue the conversations, meet with these folks, connect with them on LinkedIn, and let's get you a job after your post-military employment. So that's a wrap for today, though. Thank you again for everyone, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.